Let's give me a tank. Getting scaled out. Well guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms. Welcome back to the channel. We're gonna be racing some severe thunderstorms this afternoon, so we are rolling. It's 10 o'clock, 2 bars are rolling. Hopefully I can get the sprayer going this afternoon. Who knows, but we're racing the storm. Let's get it going. So Curtis is doing this field right here. This is our Goose Lake farm, we call it. And there he is, he's just about done. Gotta see he's just got that much left. And he'll be taking that tank in the back. Drop that tank off far enough away that Curtis can pull in here and get this end row done. And he'll swap, so I'm gonna go back double hard to get another tank. Curtis just got done. He's gonna be coming behind this building here soon. This is going to Nathan's Smith farm, the north, the bean stubble there on the west side of the road.
Go down west side of the, I'll see him?
Yes, you'll see him. So take this, the second entrance on the bean stubble, it's basically right on top of that hill. Drop that there and Curtis will have an empty for you. Come back here, get that in line, and then call Pat, see what he'll have you, or where to go. He's running tanks to Nathan right now. You got your camera? Yeah. Can't forget that, bud man, and priorities. So my dad's here, we swapped out, but I gotta swap back because I forgot to talk to Pat. He had a different idea than what I had. Oh well, he's the boss, I'm wrong. So I'm gonna my dad's gonna go down, switch place with Pat, and Pat's gonna come back here to start tinkering with the spray trailer. I'm gonna run Curtis a tank, come back with an empty, and then I'm going to go ahead and start messing with the sprayer.
Okay, I'm back at it. Friday, it's about 10:30, and we're hauling tanks. We got to about 4:30 this afternoon when the rain comes in, so we're gonna try to go like heck. I have Nathan's truck tonight. Sure tell it's a girly truck, because it stinks in this truck. Woo! It smells. Anyway, Ron just called me, and we have a change in plans. I'm gonna switch over to the other truck. Always changing plans. Coming up on the Hartung Family Farm Ranches right here.
While I'm waiting for my dad, you guys should check out these awesome Ariat shirts. They're nice, breathable, long sleeve, and if I would have worn them, I wouldn't have gotten poison ivy. So check them out. Link will be down in the description. Get you 10% off. Ah, the turn of shame. Dang it, Ron.
Okay, now I'm back in my truck. Smells a lot better. Smells more manly. This is the manly truck right here. Heading down to meet Pat, and then we'll swap vehicles. And Ron's up in front of me, up here, taking that one down to Curtis. No sun, overcast. We need sun and warm weather with no rain. One of these days we'll get that weather. Time will tell, folks, time will tell. I guess my surprise I'm going to show you showed up, so at the Bellevue farm, so I'll have to get out there and do a little video on that. I'll go around Ron because he can only do about 35. Okay, I'm going to give Pat a call and see where I'm supposed to meet him at, and then we'll go from there.
There's Curtis, just going over the hill. Now let's do the same thing, parking right where I had it. Curtis is rolling. I just swapped him a tank. We'll return it. Then he needs shear bolts. I'm gonna have to grab them in the shop and run it to him. There's the neighbor. So Curtis just called and said he doesn't have any shear bolts. He just ran out, so I just ran to the shop, grab some bolts, and I'm gonna head down there, because what a shear bolt is, it's basically just a give point. If you hit a rock or something hard, you need to have a give point, otherwise you'll really wreck things. So it's much cheaper to replace a bolt as opposed to replace an entire shank or frame. Dead in the water. There. Yep. So those shanks back there, the rearmost thing, that goes 8 inches into the ground. When that hits a rock, it folds back, and you can see anhydrous not going into the ground. But we always like to have 5 or 6 shear bolts in there for that reason. Well, he used all his yesterday and he forgot to get some more. So that's what I'm here for. I'm the gopher, and now I'm gonna go work on the sprayer. The rain is coming from that way. Doesn't look dark yet, but it's coming. So we switched off. My dad and Pat were here when I was driving by, so I just swung in. Pat's taking my truck to go help fill Cletus. Cletus is hauling corn for us today. I'm gonna bring this tank up to Eberhardt's, drop it, and then go switch back to Pat. Pat's gotta go get some cows this morning. get some bowls, I should say. And I'm gonna go back and work on the spray trailer.
Okay, game plan in place. I had to run the Goose Lake C-store to get some gas for the truck. Then I'm gonna run over to pick up my tank and then run to Clinton. And I have, I gotta get 2 tanks in Clinton for Nathan. And then we should be done down here at the Long Farm, and then we'll go on to the next one. So
by my tally, we got about 900 acres to 1,000 acres of anhydrous on right now, out of about 1,800. You know, we got 200 acres here done, 80 acres over there. So we're doing pretty good so far. So here comes the supplier that we're getting our anhydrous from. They have a nice Case 4440. Kyle's driving it. The thing's pretty sweet. It's got a 1,600 gallon tank on it. It's massive. Gonna go do some bean burn down. 3rd trip in here today.
okay, there's my tank I gotta pick up to take to Clinton to get refilled. See how close I got. Oh, rats. Close. No cigars. Okay, all hooked up, ready to go. Let's get this out of here and get filled up.
And we grew our cow-calf herd this year, so we actually ended up buying 2 bulls for a relatively good price. So that's why we're kind of taking time out of when we should be trying to get as many things done in the field as possible to go get these bulls, because A, we need bulls to be able to have more calves next spring, and B, when you find a good price on stuff, you just gotta pull the trigger sometimes. So let's go ahead and hook this up. Knock the pin, get the chains. We're ready to go. Northbound.
Okay, cruising down the road. Farmer Swanson here burning some ditch here. So now we're going into Clinton with this here. This is the Nutrient Eggs tanks, but it has small tires, and I hate small tires, so we will get the big tires on these tanks the next time.
And it's not like we aren't busy enough, but we still have 6 more loads to deliver to the corn plant. So Pat's father-in-law is doing that for us, but we have to load him because no one's around. So Pat's actually loading him full of grain. I don't know where though. Ah, right there. Yeah, the reason why this light is in the back is because I'm not advertising it, because they don't have enough strong enough magnets. Second your own, it's blowing right off. Pat's gonna run off to get those bowls here soon. The cleats is getting loaded.
Got the neighbor rolling right beside me. Got a lot bigger bar than I do. Pretty nice tractor. Looks like he's got say at least a 550 Stagger 4-wheel drive with it's at least a 21 shank bar. Pretty nice. This one does just as good. He just does more acres faster.
Okay, change of plans again. So we haven't used the fuel trailer all winter. Pat doesn't think that it will start very easily, so I'm gonna try and hoof this thing, old L tank. But in order to get at it, I gotta move some equipment. I gotta move the 1066 and I gotta move the 7120. So let's fire these bad girls up. Hopefully they start. we go. I'm getting the L tank full of fuel. I'm gonna grab Curtis's lunch, take the skid loader over, park in the shed, and then go get Curtis some fuel because he stopped waiting on me. Why in the world we didn't fill up or check fuel before, I don't know. Got to have a stern talking to that boss man and then get put back in my place because I'm not the boss. I gotta figure out how to shut that tailgate, then we'll be in business. It's a race against the storm, and I feel like I'm losing because I'm definitely out of breath. I have to get my non-waterproof boots, socks all soaked. Third time's a charm. First I need to get this tailgate up. This thing is not liking me. That was easier than I thought. Let's get out of here.
Okay, there's Nathan. He's going to unhook that empty tank and drop it there. Then he'll turn around and I'll drop my tank close to him. Switch tanks. I'll have an empty, he'll have a full. And we do have something special from Grandma. We got buckets. It's a special day. Fried chicken, potatoes, corn, cherry pie, and a sandwich. That is going to be some good Vittel. Grandma overdid herself today. Anyway, it looks like he's got all this done here. He's got a little bit over there, and then when we're done here, we're going to go to that field there. Okay, we'll unhook this bad boy here. I'll go hook up to that thing there. Yep, we got about 1.5 feet. I'm getting slow, boys. Should be pretty close. How am I?
A little further.
A little further. Got that done. Now we hook this hose up so it's out of the way so it doesn't get caught. He'll be ready to rock and roll. Now I'm going to take my empty tank back to nutrients and get one more. And I'm going to eat on the way.
I really hope Curtis didn't run out of fuel because that would suck. But he's literally just in the middle of the hill sitting there. So, I have my doubts. Like literally right there. That is not a good spot to sit unless you are out of fuel and physically cannot move. Luckily, Ron's here to the rescue. Again. Doing nerd stuff. And I'm basically going to try and upload all of Curtis's fields and stuff into here while we're filling up with fuel. So I'm actually just deleting all of the grower farm fields, so basically clients, while the USB is out. Then I'm going to stick the USB back in. Now I just shove the USB stick in, turn the key on, and hopefully everything loads in. And he's almost out of def too. Service says. Got to crack the filter, I bet. Because we got air in the system. So that's why you don't want to run diesel tanks out of fuel. Yeah, you want to try hard never to run a diesel engine out of fuel, because if you do, you'll get air in the lines, then you'll have to bleed it, and it's a mess trying to get it back started. It's not like starting up a gas car. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Stuff happens, but always seems to happen to us right when it's crunch time, when we need to be running hard. Crap. That's what happens when you try and film and move stuff around. So everyone's ate but me. I'm gonna go up and grab a bite to eat, and I'm gonna start tinkering with that thing now that I think Curtis is good to go for the next hour at least. Grandma. I got me some poison ivy the other day, Grandma.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that stuff is pretty nasty. Yum, potatoes, beans, corn, pie, sandwich, ice cream. They're the best.
Okay, I'm back at Nutrient Egg for another tank, and Grandma, you outdid yourself there. Don't get any better than that. So, okay, let's keep hauling tanks.
Well, we're back at it here again today. It's Friday, April 29th. Doing some of Nathan's bean shovel down here right by the Elvira turnoff. Not working up too bad. A little wet in some spots, but otherwise it's closing up pretty nice, sealing up. Got rain in the forecast for later on today, and then tomorrow, Saturday, is supposed to rain too, so. Rush, 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 once again, but getting rushed by the rain. Just making my first pass down the middle. Had the outside rounds done. Some waterways we gotta get put in here this year. Gotta seat some stuff down. I know Nathan was talking about taking that little tree line ditch out and making this all one nice big field, but and then putting one main waterway right down it, but we'll just have to see what he decides to do with that later on. We're rolling.
And I just got off the phone with Pat. We made a purchase. We ended up buying 2 bulls. So Pat's loaded those up and he taking them over to Macoka to get them checked for breeding purposes, make sure they're okay, ready to go. And then we are going to take them up to Bellevue and put them out there. If it rains this afternoon, that's where we'll take them up there today. I don't want it to rain, not till at least, well, they say by 5 o'clock for sure. So it is what it is. We can't stop Mother Nature.
That's one way to scratch your head. Look at little Seven. Look at little baby Seven. Ah, I love babies and baby calves. Kitties, kitties. I will train them. They will be nice. So dinner was good. I'm gonna run up to Kuhnhaus, get some two jugs of Def, and then I'm gonna hook up to the anhydrous tank and then start tinkering with the sprayer. I think I finally have some time.
So I'm going along here. I'm doing about 6.5, up to 7 sometimes. I see we got a disc in front here that right there that dropped down. That set bolt must be loose. Let it drop down like that. You can kind of see all the other ones are up. Have to jump out and fix that quick. This is what I was talking about. Drop down on like that one, so must be loose a little bit.